Yeah, so it's interesting that you bring that, because you were talking about the whole like not knowing where you fit. Now we're talking about QV and its not origins, but it's like how it's evolved over time.
Yeah.
So where do you think we are now as we're climbing out of a pandemic? Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Right.
You know, where are we heading next?
Well, I think from what I saw at City Sessions, like everyone's definitely itching to get back out on the scene and everything. Like coming out of that, a lot of people have done like a lot of like reflection and like growth through that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of good to see like how everyone's done, like how everyone's doing like after that like anime like training arc, like time skip, you know, and now we're like a Shippuden and shit. You know? But it's like I think like I can't really speak for like every scene, but like now I feel like everyone's like hungry, like at least from what I see in like the crump scene. Like I certainly like feel hungry to like make up for like lost time, you know. Like I feel like I lost a lot of things like through lockdown, you know, like repeatedly like lockdowns in and out here in Melbourne, Victoria and stuff.
Right. Those were the worst.
I think also like that definitely like put me on like a road for like hunger to like just get good or just practice my craft.
Yeah, word.
Because it's like in those 2 years I couldn't do any of that. Like even if I wanted to, I couldn't get into a mindset that like I could actually like embrace that and just like pour everything to that. Because it's like even like making plans with your friends, like you never know if like there's another lockdown coming. You know, so it's like losing a little bit of faith in the system. In life, almost. Yeah, man. It's interesting. Hey, it's a shame. I've said this a few times during the pandemic, or since October last year. Yeah, October 21, 2021. Like, don't you think it's a bit of a shame that it took the pandemic and ISO for people to start realizing and remembering what's important, you know, to them, you know? But at the same time, at least it happened that they realized, you know, like fuck the COVID, like that shit is stupid. But at the same time, like something was needed for people to like click. Because I swear to God, by the end of 2019, but let's face it, from when I got back in 2014, I just started to notice the change, you know, because I left Melbourne in 2012. 2012. Were you in Phils for 2 years?
No, I lived in Japan.
Oh, Japan.
I lived in Japan for 3.5 years.
Okay.
The other one of those 6-month blocks, I came back here to work because our dollar was like it wasn't as high as I remember it. Like, I mean, it wasn't that high, but it was just like what I earned in an hour would get me more money than I would in Japan.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Over there, it's like minimum wage for them is like 1,000 yen, which is like $10.
$10,
and then that's even for like my friend. She works in like Narita Airport.
Oh.
And that's like she's an English speaker, so she came here to study English. And then she had to go back to work. But then it's like to them a high paying job is like less than half minimum wage for us. Like that's a well paying job for them. Probably just because the cost of living is a lot lower there. But for us, it's like, damn, man. Like I can't exist on that.
Bro, I couldn't hack it, man. You know? Plus, you know, all of the cultural things that respectfully are their culture, is part of their culture, just didn't sit right with me, you know, as a Pinoy, as a Aussie, you know? It's just like...
Keep your head down, everything.
Yeah, it felt, you know... I'm trying to say it the nicest way, you know what I mean? I'm trying to say it the nicest way.
Can't even say Tagalog, man.
Yeah, it's just like... I wish I had there's definitely a word for it in Tagalog, but it just really crushed the soul. You know what I mean? But respect to the Japanese, because it's like, fuck, you know, like, no wonder you guys work hard, you know? But it's interesting, yeah, because so when you're living overseas, I mean, you know, the saying goes, the grass is greener.
The grass is greener, yeah.
On the other side. It's always greener on the other side. And so when I was still living in Australia, it's like, wow, look how people do it in Japan. You go there on a holiday, you know, like, you see how, like, the nightlife is, you see the food, you see, like, the shops, the fashion, and everything's fucking beautiful, right? But then when you live there, it's kind of like a different story, you know? Yeah. And then when you're living in Japan, on the other hand, then you're looking back to Australia or wherever else. You're always always greener on the other side. Yeah. But as soon as I got back to Australia, to cut a longer story short, it's like, oh, so what's happened to everybody? Oh, what? There's brunch. This is brunch spots now. Like, oh, okay, all right. And the trends were rapid from 2014 onwards. You know, from iPhone 5S to 6, 7, 8, 10. Then skip 9, and it's just like, you know, the trap was coming in. Like, it was changing. You know, everything was changing.
Honestly, yeah. Like I don't know. I've existed in Melbourne for like 13 years now, and it's really like the amount of like bubble tea shops that are in this city. It's like, wow, there's like 2, 3 in every block. Whoa, that's crazy. Like, man, I remember it's like when you had to go to like Footscray or like just those like Vietnamese places in the city to get it, and it's just like like everyone's just on that now. The people like bubble tea connoisseurs, like, damn, man, that's crazy.
Bubble tea connoisseurs.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh man, their milk's better here. Like, oh yeah, they use better pearls. Like, what? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a quick way to gain weight. Like, cause after every training, we'd go get like bubble tea. That was like the emerging Melbourne culture.
You know what's funny about that shit, man? Is it could have come out earlier, but I doubt it. Yeah. I reckon by easily 99, 2000, 2001, somewhere along there was the start. I think that 3 buffer is enough to be like, to get it wrong and get it right. Yeah.
All right.
On Swanston Street, there was a shop called Morning Glory, and they sold, like, I believe it was a Korean store, Korean franchise. Could have been a Chinese one. Right. And they sold like all the then cutesy, like, stationery, you know, like, and then whatever they could sell that was branded already would be like the cutesy anime stuff, the chibi stuff, right? Hello Kitty shit, you know. But they had these photo booths, and then the photo booths would have the stickers. Yeah, it prints them out as stickers so that you can then give the stickers to each other. You can swap them, you know, or you cut like a whole strip depending on what format. Right. So that was the emerging culture of the early 2000s. But at that Morning Glory, either in it or next to it, there was a place called Bubble Tea. Right. And that's what we knew, what now people call them boba. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And it's just weird. It's so fucking weird where when we were like 18, 19, 20, going to the city because it was the happening place. Yeah, you guys want to get a bubble tea? You want to get a bubble tea, right? Yeah. Like, you know, do you want to get like, do you want to get some pearls? You know,
you
like
get the pearls within everything.
Right? And then somehow that shit kind of just stopped. Maybe just went out of fashion. Next minute, because of how now people get the information, dudes are seeing online boba, right? as if
Yeah.
like this was some hipster shit, you
Right.
know, like, well, yeah, in this era, very hipster,
Yeah.
you know, it's like not really underground, you know, it's just like you've researched this shit, whatever, and you got money,
Yeah.
and it became fucking boba, man.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, it's
and then
also-
like almost with disregard that, no, there was this stuff back in the day, but it's not the fault that people don't know that, right?
Yeah.
Yo!